Gold leaves clues, tiny clues, silent clues, and for thousands of years, most people walked right past them. Yet a handful of prospectors could step into a wilderness, glance at a hillside, study a stream for seconds, and somehow know. They knew where gold was hiding, not by luck, not by magic, but by reading nature's secret language. Today, you're about to learn some of the most fascinating natural signs that reveal where gold truly gathers. And one of them is hiding in plain sight. Section 1. Gold never likes to travel alone. Imagine standing beside a mountain stream, crystal clear water, smooth stones, absolute silence. Most people see beauty. A gold hunter sees a message. Because gold rarely travels alone. It has companions, natural partners, and when experienced prospectors spot those partners, their pulse changes, fast, because they know they're getting close. One of the most famous companions is quartz, white, milky, sometimes stained red, sometimes fractured, sometimes glittering in sunlight. Quartz veins have been linked to some of the richest gold discoveries in history. But here's where things become fascinating. Not all quartz contains gold. Far from it. Thousands of quartz veins contain nothing valuable. Yet certain characteristics raise attention immediately. Cracks, oxidation stains, iron discoloration, broken structures. These signs suggest ancient geological activity, the kind of activity that can transport gold deep underground. Think about that. Millions of years ago, superheated fluids moved through fractures inside the earth. These fluids carried dissolved minerals, including gold. As temperatures changed, those minerals began settling inside cracks, slowly, patiently, creating hidden treasure. But quartz is only part of the story, because another sign often appears nearby. Iron, rust-colored rocks, orange staining, red soils, dark mineralized zones. At first glance, they don't look valuable. Actually, they often look ugly. Yet experienced prospectors become extremely interested. Why? Because iron-rich minerals frequently accompany gold-bearing systems. When those minerals weather over time, they leave behind dramatic colors, bright reds, burnt oranges, deep yellows. Nature's warning signs, or perhaps nature's treasure map. And here's something few people realize. Many of the world's richest gold regions first attracted attention because of unusual colors in the landscape. Not visible gold, colors. Imagine discovering one of history's great gold fields. Simply because a hillside looked different. It sounds unbelievable. Yet it happened repeatedly. And there's another clue hiding nearby. One that moves, one that changes daily, one that most hikers never notice. Water. Section 2. The secret behavior of water. Gold is heavy, extremely heavy. In fact, gold weighs over 19 times more than water. That single fact explains almost everything. Streams move constantly, rivers twist, floods reshape landscapes, sediment travels, gravel shifts, sand migrates, yet gold behaves differently. When powerful water currents lose energy, gold begins dropping, settling, gathering, concentrating. This creates natural collection points, invisible to most people, obvious to those who understand the pattern. Picture a river bend. Water races along the outside edge, fast, aggressive, erosive, but on the inside curve. Something changes. The current slows. Energy fades. Heavy materials begin settling, including gold. For centuries, prospectors searched these locations first, again and again. Many found exactly what they hoped for. But river bends are only the beginning. Look behind large boulders. Notice exposed bedrock. Study natural cracks. Observe underwater crevices. Gold loves hiding there. Think of a giant storm. Powerful floodwaters rush downstream carrying everything. Branches, mud, stones, gravel, even boulders. Yet when that water meets an obstacle, tiny zones of calm develop, miniature traps, and inside those traps, heavy gold particles settle, sometimes for centuries, sometimes for thousands of years. accumulating slowly, patiently, waiting. Nature is constantly sorting material by weight, like a giant invisible machine. And gold often ends up exactly where physics says it should. Not randomly, predictably. That's the secret. But now comes something even more surprising, because sometimes the landscape itself reveals where gold may be hiding. Long before anyone digs. Section 3. The language of the landscape. Every mountain tells a story. Every valley preserves evidence. Every ridge holds memories. Most people never notice. Gold hunters do. Imagine standing high above a valley, looking outward, scanning the terrain. Certain shapes immediately attract attention. Fault lines, fractures, ancient volcanic structures, sharp geological boundaries. These features are not random. They're pathways, ancient highways for mineral-rich fluids. Remember those superheated fluids we discussed earlier? They needed routes, passages, openings, weaknesses inside rock formations. Faults provided exactly that. And where fluids traveled, gold sometimes followed. This is why geological maps became powerful tools in major gold discoveries. They revealed hidden architecture, the framework beneath the landscape, the invisible skeleton of the earth. Now imagine a mountain ridge cut by unusual fractures, a zone where rocks appear shattered, broken, disturbed. An experienced observer may see something very different. Opportunity, because geological disturbance often signals ancient activity, and ancient activity often means mineralization. But here's where it gets truly fascinating. Nature sometimes reveals these structures from miles away. Through vegetation, yes, vegetation. Certain plants struggle in mineralized ground, others thrive. Some grow differently, some change color, some appear unusually sparse. The differences can be subtle, yet across large areas, patterns emerge. Entire landscapes begin whispering secrets. And if you know how to listen, those whispers become clues. Clues that have led explorers toward enormous discoveries. But there is another sign, a darker sign. One that has fooled people for generations, because it looks exactly like gold, yet it isn't. Section 4. Fool's gold and the hidden lesson. Pyrite, the famous imposter, the mineral known worldwide as fool's gold. Its golden shine has triggered excitement for centuries. Countless treasure hunters celebrated too early, only to discover disappointment moments later. But here's the twist. Pyrite isn't always bad news. In fact, sometimes it's excellent news, because pyrite and gold can occur within similar geological environments. Not always, but often enough to matter. Experienced prospectors never ignore pyrite automatically. Instead, they ask questions. Where is it located? What rocks surround it? What other minerals appear nearby? What geological story is unfolding? Because one clue alone means very little. Multiple clues together mean everything. That's the real secret. Gold discovery is rarely about one sign. It's about convergence. Evidence stacking upon evidence. Like pieces of a puzzle. One observation leads to another, then another, then another, until a picture begins forming, a compelling picture. And sometimes, that picture points directly toward hidden wealth. Yet perhaps the most powerful sign of all isn't visible in a single rock, or a stream, or a mountain. It's something larger, something that connects everything together. Section 5. The patterns visible from above. Imagine flying over a remote mountain range, miles of wilderness below, no roads, no towns, no signs of civilization, just raw earth. From the ground, everything looks random, but from the sky, patterns emerge, long straight lines, unusual fractures, strange alignments cutting across entire landscapes. To most people, they're meaningless. To geologists, they're clues. These giant features are often fault systems, ancient breaks in Earth's crust. Some stretch for hundreds of miles, and throughout geological history, they acted like giant plumbing systems, channels, pathways, escape routes. Mineral-rich fluids move through them repeatedly, again and again and again, over immense spans of time, millions of years, sometimes tens of millions. each pulse carrying dissolved minerals, including gold. Now imagine standing above one of these structures, not seeing the gold itself, but seeing the fingerprints left behind, the scars, the fractures, the architecture. Suddenly, the landscape becomes understandable. This is exactly why modern exploration often begins with aerial surveys. Not because gold is visible, but because the clues are. And here's the astonishing part. Long before satellites existed, experienced prospectors often recognized these patterns simply by studying mountain ranges, walking ridges, observing valleys, reading terrain. Their success wasn't luck, it was observation, pure observation, the kind most people never develop. But the Earth wasn't finished leaving clues. Far from it, because another sign can reveal itself through destruction, a sign created by unimaginable geological violence. Section 6, the volcanic connection. Fire created gold, not directly, but indirectly, and the connection is extraordinary. Millions of years ago, entire regions exploded with volcanic activity. Mountains erupted, magma surged upward, earthquakes shook continents, the landscape transformed repeatedly. Most people imagine these events only as disasters, but beneath the chaos, something else was happening, a hidden process, deep underground. Hot fluids circulated through fractured rock, carrying dissolved minerals, including microscopic gold. As temperatures changed, those minerals began separating, settling, accumulating, concentrating, tiny amounts at first, then more, until significant deposits formed. This is why volcanic belts around the world have produced enormous quantities of gold. Not because lava contains treasure waiting to be picked up, but because volcanic systems create ideal conditions for mineral formation. The clues remain visible today. Ancient volcanic rocks, altered formations, distinct mineral zones, strange colors across hillsides. Experienced observers recognize them immediately. And sometimes, those ancient volcanic fingerprints stretch for hundreds of miles. Imagine looking at a mountain, seeing nothing unusual, then realizing you're standing inside a geological system that once transported vast quantities of gold-bearing fluids, a system operating millions of years before humans existed. That perspective changes everything. The mountain suddenly feels alive. Not alive today, but alive in its history, alive in its story. And that story often leaves evidence behind, evidence waiting to be recognized. But there is another clue, one that has misled countless people, because it appears incredibly promising, yet often leads nowhere. Section 7. Why glitter can deceive you. Human eyes love shiny objects. It's instinctive. A flash catches attention immediately. Gold prospectors know this better than anyone, because streams are full of distractions, sparkling minerals, reflective surfaces, tiny flashes everywhere, especially under sunlight. The excitement can become overwhelming. Then disappointment arrives, again and again and again. Why? Because not every glittering object is valuable. Mica, pyrite, reflective quartz fragments, wet surfaces, countless materials create illusions. This is where patience separates experts from dreamers. Experts do not chase every sparkle. They study patterns, consistency, context, geology, location. They ask better questions. Why is this material here? What transported it? What concentration exists? What evidence supports the possibility of gold? Because one isolated clue means little, multiple aligned clues mean everything. This principle appears repeatedly throughout gold history. The largest discoveries rarely happen because someone noticed a single shiny rock. They happened because numerous signs pointed toward the same conclusion: a stream anomaly, a structural feature, mineralized rock, geological consistency. Together, they formed a story, and that story led to discovery. But perhaps the most powerful clue isn't a rock, or a mineral, or even a landscape feature. It's time itself. Section 8. The patience of nature. Gold moves, slowly, but it moves. Mountains erode, rivers transport sediment, Storms reshape valleys. Floods rearrange entire landscapes. Year after year, century after century, millennium after millennium. Nature continuously sorts materials. Heavy materials behave differently. Gold behaves differently. And over immense periods of time, this creates concentration. Think about that. A tiny particle enters a river system. Flood after flood moves it, shifts it, carries it, drops it, moves it again, then drops it once more. Eventually, the particle reaches a location where movement becomes difficult, a natural trap. Then another particle arrives, then another, then thousands more. Time does the rest. Nature becomes an invisible collector, patient beyond comprehension, relentless beyond imagination. The process never hurries, never rushes, never stops. And because of that patience, certain locations become extraordinarily important, not because they created gold, but because they gathered it, concentrated it, protected it. This is one reason some gold-producing regions remain productive decade after decade. The geological system continues feeding the same collection points. Nature keeps sorting, keeps concentrating, keeps working, even while humans sleep, even while civilizations rise and fall. The Earth continues its process, quietly, patiently, endlessly. And that realization leads us to the final sign, the sign that connects everything we've discussed. Section 9, the ultimate clue. Gold leaves patterns, not guarantees, patterns. That's the distinction. Quartz alone isn't enough. Red soil isn't enough. A river bend isn't enough. Pyrite isn't enough. Volcanic rocks aren't enough. Fault systems aren't enough. Yet when several signs appear together, the odds change dramatically. This is the lesson shared by generations of successful prospectors. They learned to think like detectives, not gamblers. They collected evidence, built theories, observed details, studied relationships, and most importantly, they listened. Not to rumors, not to wishes, not to excitement. They listened to nature, because nature always tells the truth. The landscape records its own history. Every fracture, every stream, every mineral stain, every valley, every mountain, every grain of sediment. All of it contributes to the story. And when you learn to read that story, the world transforms. A hillside becomes evidence. A river becomes information. A rock becomes a clue. Suddenly, nothing looks ordinary anymore. That's the real treasure. Not just finding gold, but understanding the hidden language of the earth itself. A language written over millions of years. A language still visible today, for those willing to look closely, very closely.